That is one dirty filter. Hee doggy. I recently worked on this car to fix an idle problem, and I think I've got that taken care of. I cleaned the throttle body, the IAC, and also the mass airflow sensor. I have a video on that if you'd be interested in seeing how to do that. That took care of my idle problem. But it developed a problem with when I'm driving, it would just shut down all of a sudden. And I have to wait 5 or 10 minutes before I could get it started again. Well, I'm going to start with the easiest things first. And if that doesn't fix it, then I'll keep working my way through it. I have no check engine light that comes on. I check the codes. I have no codes. So I'm going to start with the simplest thing that I think it could be. And that's a clogged fuel filter. It hasn't been changed in quite a while. So I'm going to show you where the fuel filter is and how to change it. The filter on this car and many older Toyotas is right down here. That's the banjo bolt right there at the top of it, and there's also a fitting on the bottom. And so I have easy access to that. I'm going to go ahead, take the air filter cover, disconnect the mass airflow sensor, this hose, and the ductwork up to the throttle body. Just unsnap these, disconnect your mass airflow sensor. It's just a little clip here you push down. Loosen this bolt, pull off this hose, lift your cover and give it a little twist and it pulls right off. Next, there's 3 10mm bolts that hold the base of the canister in. And we'll pop those out. And these are all the same size, so it doesn't matter what you put in where. And it connects right here to a little cowling, a little more ductwork. We can just lift this out. Nothing to it. And now we have access to our fuel pump right here. Okay, on the top we've got this banjo bolt, and on the bottom there's a solid line that comes up and a 14mm nut that we have to loosen. And then there is a bracket that this filter sits in, and that takes 2 10mm bolts. That's connected to the frame rail there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the bottom one first. Now, before you do this, if you just drove your car, you want to wait. You know when you go to the gas station, you go to fill up gas, you open up your gas cap, and you hear psss. That means there's a lot of pressure in the line. You want to wear safety glasses to make sure you don't get any gas spraying, but you also want to let that settle down and cool off before you open this up. You're going to get a little gas coming out, and I'm not going to worry about that. That's going to evaporate just a little bit. Or if you need to work on it and there's still pressure in the system, you can remove your fuel pump fuse and start your car, and that'll release the pressure in there. I've let it cool down. It's been sitting for a day. It hasn't been run, so there's no fuel pressure in there. Very little, so I'm going to have very little leak. Go ahead and do the bottom one here first. There we go. And I can feel a little gas coming out there. Just a tiny bit. And then the banjo bolt is a 17mm on this car. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. That's pretty tight. There we go. And there's a little more fuel coming out. The reason I try to do that real quick, just like an impact driver, you know, it goes, that'll break things loose better. So I can loosen that now. And now that I've got both of those loose, I'm going to go ahead and loosen up this bracket. And that is, I think, a 10mm on this car. And that wasn't hard at all to loosen. And the other side. Good, nothing to it. I can loosen this the rest of the way. And there's 2 copper washers on this, one on the top and one on the bottom. And your new filter should come with new washers. There's the bottom one. And you want to change these if you can, because that's where you can get a leak. And there's a bracket here to hold some of the wires. Actually, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to leave that connected instead of fighting with it. So all just takes a minute here. I'm going to release that. And they've got this clamp all the way down to the collar there. So we're off about an inch from the bottom there. Take my 10mm. All right, I just blew through that. Look how dirty that rascal is. This went like this. That is one dirty filter. Hee doggy. Mercy. You might have to take a little knife to break this top washer off. There we go. Peel that off of there. There it is. Put that banjo bolt back in. Leave that sit. I had to order the filter, so it wasn't going to be in until this afternoon, so I'm going to go pick that up and we'll put it back in. We're all set. We got everything flushed out, cleaned up, ready to go. Okay, got the new filter, and that includes, this is a universal filter. So at the top, it's got all these spikes, and that's so the banjo bolt, the line going up to the fuel rail, it just locks in. It doesn't really matter which way you orient this, except you want to get these in the bracket right. You don't want that sticking out. But it doesn't matter if it's like this, or like this, or like this. But it does matter that you got the fuel going the right direction. So on here it says in, that's the line coming from the tank, so this goes on the bottom. And this side says out, and that's going to the fuel rail up there. And the other thing that comes with this is those 2 copper O-rings. And that's important for that banjo bolt. Otherwise you get a leak. So you want to change these. Other than that, it's just the opposite of disassembly for assembly. And here's the old filter. You saw how nasty dirty that was. And this might be the original filter that came with the car. 1994. That's a scary thought, isn't it? And of course this one with that banjo bolt could only go in one way, because that had to lock in like that. But with this universal one, you can have it all different ways. First thing I'm going to do is put it in the bracket. And of course I'm upside down this way, so the fuel's going that way, so I need to drop this in this way. And I'll get that groove right there lined up with that slot. And she drops right in there. And then I can tighten that down. And there's a little ridge here, so you don't go past that. And when you're doing this, I didn't disconnect my battery. My positive cable's covered. If you're doing this and you hit that positive post, you could cause a spark. You're working around gas here. That would not be good. So be careful, or disconnect your battery. You don't have to go crazy tightening it. That's fine right there. Just so it's snug, it can't move. Now we'll flip this around. I'm going to get my bottom fuel line lined up. I'm going to put that in first. You don't want to cross thread that, so you want to put it in by hand and make sure you got it going in nice and smooth. And I'll show you real quick how that works. You push the line in and get it seated on there right, and then you just slide that bolt up there. Make sure you do it by hand, and then snug it down. I got it snug now. I'm going to wait until I've got everything in before I tighten anything up. Now this banjo bolt here, you remember we removed the washers, so I'm going to put a washer on for the top. Slide this in, and then the bottom copper washer, and then set it on there. I got that all lined up, and again I turn it counterclockwise just a little bit till you hear that click, and I got it lined up, and now I can snug it down. And this fuel line, I want that to drop in between one of those spikes, and that holds that in place. And I got that in place. Now I'm still not tightening anything up. Take my 2 bolts for the bracket, get that lined up, get those started by hand. Good, that one's going in good. And now I can snug these down. Good. Now I want to tighten the bottom one. That's our 14 millimeter. Good. And our top one. And that's locked in between there. Good. And now we can put our air filter and all this equipment back in. Ductwork and our 3 hold down bolts. Air filter and the top with the ductwork. Plug the mass airflow sensor back in. Hook the hose back up. We just have to tighten this down, the hose clamp. I think we're looking good. Double checked everything, and at this point there's no leak. She's dry. I'm feeling the bottom and the top. It's all dry, and of course I leaked a little gas underneath, so I watered that down. You want to be careful working around gas, of course, but everything looks put together. Everything looks dry. Hose down the concrete where a little gas got on. Just wanted to show you the install here. Got everything hooked up. And there she is. So we're ready to go ahead and fire it up. This is a great car, great engine, 230,000 miles on it. Runs like a top other than the problem I told you about. I'm going to go ahead and feel for leaks down at those 2 connections. Nice and dry at the bottom. Dry as a bone at the top. And that's how easy it is to change the fuel filter on your car. If this video was a help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I look forward to helping you with other projects online.